Hey everyone, Yvonne from Paired Recruiting here. Now, running a Shopify store is exciting, but sometimes it may feel like you're hitting a wall, especially if you're doing everything yourself. And that's especially true if you're trying to scale. From managing products to controlling the fulfillment to playing around with different apps and marketing strategies, there's a lot to juggle. A good Shopify manager would take the day-to-day work off your plate, and that way you can focus on strategy and growth. But the question really is, how the heck do we go about actually finding somebody, hiring them, and later prepping them for success? And that's exactly what this guide is going to be about. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, first things first, why even bother hiring a Shopify manager? Now, one thing that I wanted to address right away is when it comes to hiring a Shopify manager, it's not simply just offloading some of your tasks. The goal behind finding somebody is finding an individual that understands the platform inside and out. And that way, all of your operational stuff can be done for you. Now, here are the couple reasons why this matters. The first thing is that we need to find an individual who is going to take centralized responsibility. That way, instead of juggling across different people in different departments, you're going to have that one centralized source of truth. The second thing, we want to improve our performance. A good e-commerce manager should have a ton of experience working with other e-commerce brands. And that way, he or she will know exactly what to do, how to do it, and will be able to execute. So simple things like optimizing your product pages, your guys' apps, or your guys' whole checkout workflow, they can do it for you. Now, the third benefit that you're going to get with a Shopify manager is an insane amount of time that you're going to save. Not only will you have a lot of help when it comes to operational and day-to-day tasks, but all the questions on how do I do X, Y, and Z are going to be solved for you. And look, with Shopify, especially as you guys grow, a lot of customization is going to be needed. And having a professional set of hands that knows exactly what to do is going to be a huge advantage. Think of your Shopify manager as an operator, as someone who moves things smoothly behind the scenes. Now, you may be asking yourself, Yvonne, what does a Shopify manager actually do? And look, I'm going to be real with you, it's a lot. Don't worry, it's not going to be just another virtual assistant. This person single-handedly is going to be responsible for anything when it comes to logistics and operations behind your e-commerce organization. And that way, things can keep running smoothly without you needing to be there. So that's going to include managing your product pages, uploading your inventory, and making sure that everything's going to be up to date. Up next, anything when it comes to apps or plugins, they're going to take care of it for you. Because look, if you've ever used Shopify before, you should know this. But apps are going to save you guys a lot of time and they're really useful. Everything ranging from reviews to upsells can be done through an app and it's going to save you guys a lot of time. And then from there, and this is going to be key, but it's going to be managing your guys' customer experience. Now, when I say customer experience, I'm talking about two different worlds. The first world is what happens when an individual is actually on your website. So whether it's mobile or the desktop, that individual needs to have a phenomenal experience on your website and going through the whole funnel. All the way from seeing your product to later checking out, everything should go smoothly. But then from there, the second world is going to be centered around support. So if they have a question, if they want a refund, if they want to exchange the product, that world should also be taken care of. Because when it comes to e-commerce, the goal is to make sure that everybody tells their friends about you. Just look at Amazon, for example. How amazing is their customer support? If you guys have ever had a problem with anything Amazon related, boom, they're going to take care of it for you. So that's the model that you should live by, and it starts with the foundation. And a good Shopify manager should help with exactly that. They should go through your marketing efforts and later match them up to you guys' reports and analytics to see what the heck is going on. Because not everything that you're going to do is going to work. So that way, if you're doing email marketing, upsells, blogs, SEO, we need to figure out what niche is actually bringing the customers in and really focus on that. Now, throughout this video, I keep saying this one word. I keep saying a good Shopify manager. So the word good is going to be really important. Now, you may be wondering, when I say good, what do I mean by that? So let's go ahead and actually go through the skills of what I personally would look for if I'm hiring a Shopify manager. Now, the first thing, and I'd say that's going to be the most important one, but that's having a technical Shopify knowledge. Shopify is a really simple, but at the same complex platform, and you can use it in a very simple way and not have any issues. However, as you scale, you're probably going to want to have some things more customized than not. And when I say customize, I'm talking from different directions, all the way from marketing to logistics to fulfillment. There's going to be different areas that you should go ahead and look at. And that's exactly where a Shopify manager should be able to help you with to make your whole experience a lot more simple. Now, the next skill is also going to be non-negotiable, and that's having very strong e-commerce fundamentals. So being able to understand SEO, conversion optimization, or product merchandising is going to be pretty key, because if you don't understand basic things that are going to be e-commerce related, you're going to be in trouble. Having an analytical mindset is going to be a huge part of the equation. There are so many people that are constantly on your website, and every single one of them is going to have a unique customer journey. But the good thing is that platforms like Shopify, along along with its app, track the whole thing for you. So what we need to do is analyze the entire customer journey, put the numbers behind it, and find different patterns. And if we're able to see specific patterns, we can grow from there. And lastly, if you guys are hiring a Shopify manager, I'd also make sure that they have really strong communication skills, because if you cannot get across of what you're trying to accomplish, what's the point? They can be super talented, but if you just don't understand each other, what are we doing? Since there are a lot of scenarios where you will need to work as a team, you need to communicate depending on your business, but you may need to communicate with all sorts of people, ranging from marketers to distributors to designers. Everybody has a specific thing that they really care about. So being able to understand everybody's world and later acting on it is going to be pretty important. And bonus points if they've ever managed a store in your guys' niche before, just because every industry has its own quirks. Now here's the thing, finding somebody with all those skills is definitely not easy. And if you do, sometimes it's just tough to know if they're actually delivering results. And that's exactly where paired recruiting comes in. We specialize in helping e-commerce brands find pre-vetted talent, including Shopify managers, to run their day-to-day operations. That way, someone can own your store's day-to-day operations. From product management to conversion optimization, we find somebody that has done it before and can help you guys scale your business. And we back it up with a risk-free guarantee. So that way, you don't have to worry about your business slowing down just because of a bad hire. So, if you're ready to put the right people in place, feel free to check out the link down below in the description. Now, you may be sitting there and thinking to yourself, gee, I need a Shopify manager. I didn't really think of that, but where do I even find one? So let's go ahead and cover some solid options on where to look. Now, the first option that I wanted to discuss is going to be Shopify's Experts Marketplace. This marketplace is going to be really straightforward because everybody's pre-vetted and has Shopify experience. In addition to that, you can also check out different freelance platforms like Fiverr or Upwork. And these platforms are going to be excellent at actually testing someone first before diving into a huge project. Now, if you want to bring someone on more full-time, I would personally recommend LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a really popular job board and there's a ton of e-commerce talent on there. However, if you don't have time to go through a bunch of applications and pre-vet candidates, you can always go through a specialized agency on actually finding someone for you. Now, hypothetically, let's say we posted a job offering and we got 100 people that actually filled out a form. Where do we go from there? First things first, the thing that you must do beforehand is make sure that your job description is going to be really specific. You should list exactly on what you're looking for and what experience they should have. From there, once the applications are in, we can go ahead and go through the candidates. If you got 100 applicants, realistically, only I'd say 20% are going to get to that first round interview. And then from there, I would give them a small assignment to actually work on. It's kind of up to you on how big you want the assignment to be, but here we just want to look at their work to see what they're capable of. From there, you can go ahead and do a couple interviews, and that way you can actually see if you vibe with a person or if they have good work experience. Because a lot of times that individual may look phenomenal on paper, but you just don't get along with them. And that's a big no-no. Because look, if you bring someone onto your team, especially a full-time hire, you're going to spend a lot of time with them. And even if they're phenomenal, but you just don't get along with them, do not bring them on. And that's why interviews are crucial to really scope out the person. And once we actually made our hire, we need to do two things. We need to make sure that they have all the logins, all the internal docs, and that they know exactly what is going on and what they're getting into. So how do we actually set someone up for success? My biggest recommendation is to give them authority. Do not micromanage them. You've hired them for a specific reason because they're great. And if you micromanage them, that can get annoying really quick. So set expectations, make KPIs, and let them cook. From there, make sure that you check in on a regular basis. And look, do not confuse this with micromanaging. Having weekly or even daily syncs to track the progress is pretty much all you'll need. And in those meetings, you can review the results together. You can see exactly on what is going well, what is not, and how do we get better. And there you folks have it. As you guys saw, hiring a Shopify manager is one of the smartest moves you can do to scale without getting burnt out. They will keep your operations tight, optimized for growth, and that way you can focus on the bigger picture. And as we mentioned in this video, being clear with what you need, pre-vetting your candidates, and being able to set them up for success is going to be the key behind your guys' business performance. Do that and your store will run like a well-oiled machine. And if you're looking for something that's going to be a little bit more hands-on, where all the dirty work can be done for you, feel free to check out the link down below in the description. Until next time, peace.